Hello and welcome back to Trends, presented in partnership with Travel Daily News Asia-Pacific. For this episode, let's go cruising with Diana Bloss, Director of Operations at Worldwide Cruise Associates. And you are watching Trends. Diana, tell me about Worldwide Cruises Associates.
Well, we've been in business for 36 years. Yep. And we are a global outsourced company that procures cruises for the travel industry, whether they're MICE industry, whether they're corporate directs. So we source the ships for people, and there's over like 350 ships, different cruises. So for someone that doesn't know anything about cruising, it's very difficult to navigate through that inventory. So we take the guessing out of the equation for you.
Is there a future in cruising? Because I always think of cruising as the silver brigade for the more mature passenger. And what about Gen Z and the younger generation? Are they taking cruising seriously and booking cruises?
Absolutely, yeah. The trend is moving towards the younger generation to cruise. They're wanting different, they're wanting an experience, they want to come home with a memory. So the whole thing of MICE industry on cruises has really changed. And it's definitely going towards the younger crowd, maybe predominantly the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. So, yeah.
And when I think of cruises, I think of these mega cities at sea. Is it possible to have a cruise on a small, more intimate
Absolutely,
ship?
absolutely, yes.
What would be like a smaller vessel?
Smallest vessels are 50 cabins, that's 100
Wow,
people.
That's nice.
Yeah. And there's actually a huge inventory of anywhere from 100 people to like 500. There's been a big influx of that size because that's what corporations are wanting. They're wanting the smaller ships so that they can charter the whole ship.
Yes.
And then they can customize it, they can make it more theirs. And there's the networking that goes on and amongst their employees and participants is tremendous.
And do cruise companies welcome MICE, or do they find it disruptive?
We're a very small portion of their overall business.
Yes.
But they welcome us very much so because we're guaranteed money. Whereas with the retail, it can be refunded.
When I think of the cruise industry, I think of America because it's huge. What other parts of the world are hooked on cruising?
Well, Europeans cruise a lot, and actually there's been a tremendous increase in cruising in the Asian market, from Asia to the Asian basin and also to Europe.
Great.
So it's really spreading.
Does the product have to be adapted for the Asian market?
Somewhat. You have to accommodate, the food and the language. So they're
and that's possible,
yeah,
is it?
They're making huge steps in that direction. Again, if you charter a vessel, you can bring on all your interpreters and you can change the food. So the ideal situation is to charter a vessel. But you can a lot of people start with putting a small group on a ship. But there's a lot being done to accommodate the Asian market. And as I say, then you got ships all over the world. They're America, Europe, Asia, Australia.
And you offer all of those, do you? Fantastic.
We
so
are
you're not
worldwide.
tied to one.
That's our name.
Yeah. What's the average length of stay of a MICE group on a cruise?
It used to be 7 days, but it's actually increasing to about 10.
Oh my goodness.
Again, because people are wanting adventure, they're wanting something different, and the companies are wanting their participants to experience something other than just going here, A to B, and you have your meetings and that's it. They want you to come home with a memory, meeting with other people and, making relationships.
Because when I looked at our conversation today, I thought, okay, the cruise industry and MICE, the perfect incentive reward And so we've got an ideal incentive trip. But as we're talking, I just suddenly thought, hey, what about conferences where you've got meetings actually on board? So that happens.
Yes, it does, yeah. A lot of the real true mice will want the meetings. Every ship has meeting space. Some have more meeting space than others. In comparison, when you do a meeting on a ship, you don't pay for any AV, no technicians. It's all free. You don't pay for the room.
And I suppose the entertainment's there as well. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, they all have conference space. They have small breakout rooms. You have to be creative, which is where we come in. We get creative about where you hold those meetings. But absolutely, yeah, they're very much into being able to provide that.
Is it considered a high-end luxury conference or incentive to have a cruise? Or cost-wise, from a budget perspective, is it comparable to having a land-based meeting?
Actually, when you do the comparisons, it's very competitive to land, if not, actually, at the end of the day, maybe cheaper. Wow. Because so much is included. And as I say, like, you know, your conference space is all included. Your gratuity is included. You don't have to transfer people to go to an entertainment event at night. You don't have to transfer them on buses to get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
To go out for a dinner, to do a group dinner. It's there. You don't have to, again, you don't have the transfer costs. So actually, all in all, it's been proven it's more economical to be on a ship.
What trends do you see in the cruise industry for this year and going forward?
A lot of different trends. I mean, as I say, one trend is it's going towards a younger crowd. The other is they are tending to go towards longer cruises.
So with that younger crowd, the product has to be slightly adapted towards them in terms of entertainment, in terms of the program.
Yeah, and the itinerary. The itinerary is the big thing. They want to go to different places. For instance, if you went to Greece, we've all been to Mykonos, we've all been to Santorini. You want a cruise that's going to go to a lot of the small islands. So the itinerary is what's driving a lot of the younger corporate people.
And the short excursions, I suppose, is great that you can visit so many places and you don't have to keep moving and packing.
Exactly. And with the short excursions, there's some for the active people, there's some for the moderate, there's some for the less active. You can pick and choose from them. For the MICE industry, what we do is we actually customize. We'll take a short excursion and we'll block it just for our group, so that everybody in that company is going to be together with their people that they work with.
If a corporate approaches you, when a corporate approaches you and they say, we're looking for a cruise for our corporate gathering, does sustainability ever come into the conversation?
It does. I mean, everyone's very well aware of sustainability. The cruise lines have made huge progress towards that. They're now, they're really looking at lessening their footprint. They're moving towards LNG gas. They make their own water on board. Waste management they do. Shore power is a big one that's coming in. A lot of the ports are putting in the shore power so that the ships have to be refitted to be able to plug in. So they're making huge steps in that direction.
And you're here today at the IT&CMA CTW event in Bangkok. Do you see the Asia region as growth potential for your business and for the cruise industry?
We've been attending this show for, 10 years. And in fact, the last 5 years they had a cruise panel, and we spoke on 4 of those to educate the Asian market into what cruising is, because it wasn't known a while ago, but now people are getting to know it more, they're interested in it. So there's a big potential for growth out here, which is why we're here.
30 years ago, when I was a young little boy coming to Thailand, I represented Cunard Cruises.
Oh, really? Okay.
And also helped launch Silver Sea Cruises into the Thai market.
Yeah.
It was a tough sell.
Yeah.
I just found that the Thais and also the Asian market wasn't there in terms of cruising. So it's interesting that you're saying that it's coming of age and Asians are now considering a cruise as a holiday or even a business option.
I think that's also because there are a couple of Asian cruise lines that are operating out of here. Genting is one of them. Dream Vacations is the other. And they're starting off with the shorter cruises and introducing people that way. The introduction was very much casino orientated, but it's growing from that into the longer, for real MICE type industry.
I need some personal advice because I've been thinking about cruises, bizarrely, the past couple of months and thinking, I'm getting old, well, I'm old, but as I get older, maybe within the next 10 years, I'd love to do a 6-month cruise.
Wouldn't we all?
Is that feasible? Do people actually live on a cruise for 6 months?
You have the, most of your luxury lines do what's called a world cruise, which is anywhere from 120 days to 180 days. And they all do that. It's wonderful, it really is. And everybody...
People book that, because I know the cruise lines break it up into sections to sell.
You can break it up into sections, but over 50% of that ship will be for the entire 120 days.
Wow.
Yeah. People enjoy it. It's... they can sit, they meet their old friends, they have the same cabin steward, they have the same waiters, they don't have to worry about insurance while they're out there, they don't have to cook, they don't have to do anything other than enjoy the destinations that they're going to. So it's very popular.
But is it still very much a mature market?
The around the world is, yes. Yeah. That's still very much a mature market. Because people, have to have that amount of time to take off. Number one.
There's also one cruise I saw that actually people buy apartments on and you live on there, or potentially can live there permanently.
That's called the World. Yes, you can. It's kind of like living in a condo association, so you've got a whole lot of people trying to decide where you're going to go. So it's not as easy as it sounds. But
oh, okay. So you could actually influence the itinerary of where you're going then. Wow.
Yeah. But honestly, I would highly recommend just doing the world cruises. That way you can go to different places, and you meet the same people, but yet new people as well. I mean, I did a section once with Silver Seas from Singapore to Oman, and it was lovely. I mean, people were so nice, so friendly, and it was great. Yeah.
What inspired you to get into the cruise industry as Worldwide Cruises? Is it Worldwide Cruises? Worldwide Cruise Associates?
I've traveled my entire life. I was born abroad. I've lived abroad all my life. My father instilled that in me. And when I got out of college, I wanted to travel. So I joined an airline, and then I opened my own agency, and then my husband and I started Worldwide.
And you saw that as a niche and a good area to be in.
Yeah, because at that time, CMI, Charters, Meetings and Incentives, was very new. And we saw that as a niche that we could get into. And there's actually only 3 people in the US that do what we do, which for all intents and purposes is called a broker.
We've got this huge parade going on, but thankfully these microphones are not sensitive and they'll pick up our conversation. My last question is, why would somebody come to Worldwide Cruise Associates and not go direct to the cruise line?
Very good question, because everybody asks that question. The reason you would come to us is because we represent most all of your major cruise lines, and we've worked with them for 30 odd years. We're like an extension to their MICE departments. And the reason they come...
So you're not giving biased advice?
Exactly.
One cruise line is not paying you?
No.
Okay,
no.
Fantastic.
So you're going to get an unbiased opinion from us. We cruise on every single cruise line that we represent, so we know what their level of service is, etc. And, you've got to know what you want. If you want to go straight to Silver Seas, you've got to know that that's the product you need.
Yes.
Whereas if you come to Worldwide, we can say, well, you've got 3 different companies that fall into that bracket, and here's the differences between each one, because each cruise line has a niche. And we just very openly, explain what the differences are, and then it's the client's choice.
Fantastic. So, let's pack our bags and go cruising. Do you have a website? How do we contact Worldwide Cruise Associates?
It's www.cruiseco.com.
Diane, thank you so much
Thank
for meeting
you.
with us
Thank
today.
you. I appreciate it.
It's great having you at the Trends Pop-Up Studio at IT&CMA CTW 2025. Have a great afternoon at the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
it. Thank you.
I'm coming cruising.